Tennessee Valley Across the Table brings locals, often strangers with different views, together to have a conversation, not to debate issues, but to learn who we are as people. I'm Will Davis, and this series is inspired by StoryCorps and produced and edited by my honors students at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. This episode is by Sara Miller.
This is Joe Marcus and Mark Harrison, both frustrated with how people don't seem to be listening to each other, no matter what side of the political spectrum they identify with. Joe remembers a time when she listened to her sister-in-law about vaccinations, even though she knew that she would disagree.
I sat back and listened to her and her reasons for not wanting to be vaccinated. But I learned something.
Right. By
being able to sit back and ask why and then listen.
Right.
I think our country is in a place right now where, we're just not talking to each other.
No, we're not. And I don't think there are people who choose not to talk to each other. But I think that there's a lot of help by, let's say, our media, right? And it's probably even politicians that encourage us not to find a middle ground, but to stay at odds. So something we have in common is that we want to help each other, help others.
If we could get politics the way it should be working, which is, we have different ideas and, we may have a middle line, and you go left or you go right, you go Democrat, you go Republican. But as long as we can talk across that line and compromise, I really don't care.
Right.
I also like an exchange of ideas, which some people might call arguing. But I think there's a space for that as well, as long as it's productive.
Yes.
When it's detrimental, then let's go do something else.
Right.
Let's go do something else all the time.
Yeah, or even a rapid, intense exchange of ideas can be fun as long as you're having fun and you're not leaving each other without the ability to be both right and wrong at the same time.
Right. I can hold competing thoughts in my brain at the same time.
Yeah. And also, I don't believe that I am completely aware of the whole and complete absolute truth. So I want the grace to be wrong.
There we go.
I should be willing to offer the same forgiveness, the same ability.
There you go. So we do have more in common than we might have thought up front.
That was Joe Marcus and Mark Harrison. I'm Sara Miller, an honors student studying social work at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. I produced this piece with the help of my classmates and Will Davis at the UTC PodLab.